Okay, I've let a bit of time pass just so that we could work up our materials, and as you can see, we're in a very healthy position right now. Our farms have fully cycled across to the apples and corn setup. These ones are currently still growing true fruit trees and corn until their soil is high enough, but everywhere else doing well. We've upgraded a bunch of buildings, and generally everything is going good, including our research. I have managed to unlock both the hanging gardens and the Martian network, which are very, very important. We're currently researching Project Mohole, which honestly, once you get this, it turns into easy mode. Up until that point, metals and rare metals remain a finite resource, but once you actually have the Mohole, you're not going to run out of either of those. Now, the extraction rate is limited, so you might not be able to grow a truly enormous colony off only the product of the Mohole mine, but you're going to have enough that you're probably going to exceed any reasonable expectation to be playing the game. We've got a lot of research going on in this dome specifically, so we want to work on that. So let's go ahead and build a network node. Increases the overall research output of the dome. Let's get that going. How many unemployed are there? 25 unemployed. And over here, stupid amounts of unemployed. Unfortunately, we need another dome. We will get to that shortly. This one is going to take a reasonable amount of things. The hanging gardens then. A beautiful park complex increases the comfort of all residences in the dome. Services, relaxation, exercise, and playing. It does consume a little bit of water, but pretty much all residences gain plus 30 comfort. It is fantastic for that. So we'll get that going as well. And this will be a really, really beautiful dome. The fact that I can have a functional thing and the hanging gardens, really, that's the one you would want to go for. Hanging gardens plus something else, because it makes such a difference. These have a comfort for residents at 45. With that, just being in their home would be able to take their comfort level to 75. That is enough to have children even without an active infirmary in the dome. It's pretty big thing, that one, actually. Right, so let's just allow these to get built. They're going to take a little while. Then we've got good amount of concrete, good amount of metals, and electronics are already there. Over here, we just need polymers and concrete. I've had to double up storage for so many things simply because we produced so much of it at this point. There we go. Let's get that up and running. This is a really, really powerful one. Powerful ability in a dome which has so much to do with science. And bonk. There we go. I want it working all the time. All of the time. Best workers are scientists. Well, we'll get there. Unfortunately, we haven't, in the entire playthrough so far, haven't built a university which trains specializations, and we really, really should have. Let's be perfectly honest. Collaboration loss. Daily research, 1,110. If we have a look over here, we're now producing, well, if we take away the outsourcing, which honestly you can just get at this point, it's not a big issue. We would be able to get one of these every 2 sols, and that produces how much? 2 billion, which would allow us to get 10,000 research for 5 sols, so extra 2,000 per sol. That is quite a lot, I must confess. That is quite a lot, but we'd effectively only be breaking even. So it would be okay for us to get a little bit more. But if we built a couple more science domes, if we got to the point where you could get that quickly, perhaps if you got to the point where you had 10,000 research per sol, then you might want to do it here or there just to give yourself a big boost, just to finish off a couple of things. But realistically, on the prices that we ended up getting these, they never really made sense to have them. There we go. This is actually a really pretty building. This one in particular is actually beautiful. As you can notice there, beautiful tree right at the top. And then as you look down, you've got little like elevators. It all makes sense. They'll use the elevator in the central kind of column through the hanging gardens to get to various areas. So to get to the top one, they have to get out in the elevator there and go up to get to this lower area. And I really like this one, actually, because you get out there and then you go down, and it's nice and kind of secluded. There's got a little waterfall there as well. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay, well, let's go ahead and build a dome, shall we? We want a wonder, and it will be the Geoscape Dome, and it is humongous, unfortunately. Uneven terrain. Yeah, we can't fit it in here because it is too humongous. Let's see. Let's go up here. Anywhere around? Nowhere particularly easy because it is such a gigantic dome. I could put it here if I wanted to. Maybe. Maybe that would actually be a nice place to have it. I've got to be honest, given that it would allow us to have our colonists experience the cold and the warm at the same time. Kind of like the idea of it, honestly. I must say I do. Sure. Okay, it's going to cost us a little bit of extra to keep it running as a result, but that's fine. We've got more power than we know what to do with, at the very least. And water-wise, I don't think we've got an issue there either. Look all of that up. But it is a very big build. All the wonders are, pretty much, and that's to be expected, really. But we've got a fantastic amount of concrete. We've also got a fantastic amount of metal, so that's fine. Polymers, the polymers, we're going to drain our stocks for that, but that's fine. Alright, let's go and get you. Hauling these for me. Could you please transfer the polymers up here for now? Just up to here. That'll be fine. There we go. But as you can see, it is actually sculpted in there. This will all change once the dome is up and running. And there's a particular feature of this dome that I especially like, which we will get to in just a moment. Though, if we do manage to finish the research on this, yes, we probably will. We will also build this, just so that I can leave this series knowing that effectively we have won. Even though I haven't gone to the effort of getting all of the milestones for this one, once you've got the morehole and you're in a kind of position like this where we are just flush with resources, you have effectively won. It's just a matter of time until you unlock all of the other resources, all of the other research and wonders, etc., etc. There we go, wonderful. Let's get all of that over here. We're halfway to the metals. We're quite a ways off from the concrete, however. Let's get rid of these as we go. I had to build so many to stockpile all of the concrete we were making. Wow, really? Are we low on... You fibber. You massive fibber. I was going to say, with the amount of produce our farms are making, we're low on food? What are they, holding festivals or something? But no, the game is just telling me lies. As always. Bloody game. Right, we're over halfway, a good ways over halfway now for metals, very good ways over halfway for concrete. In fact, we can get rid of that one altogether. We are going to want a decent amount of food storage up here, though. Between these two domes, I'm going to want a lot of food storage up here. And the concrete is complete. I'm going to delete this one so that it compacts that onto the other two concrete slabs. We are 3/4 of the way to the metals, and we are just a bit over, or just a bit under, rather, 2/3 of the way towards the polymers. And there we go, we've got another harvest coming. So we are very far away from any danger for our food. We've got, soon it's going to be a case that the food is just going to be stacking up in the farms. In fact, it already is. We can't offload the food fast enough. Low on food, my backside, game, my lord. Right, so we are actually really close down on metals, which is good, because unfortunately we're moving those from quite far away, so it's a bit of a potch. In fact, we'll get rid of this one now, really. Don't need that there anymore. Thank you for picking that back up, and yeah, pick it back up again and move it elsewhere. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, move it down to the universal depots for that. And yeah, we only need 10 more metals and another 66 polymers, and we are good.
Research complete.
And we are gonna... Oh, there we go. Project Moho. Fantastic. Right, now then, how much do you cost? You cost 400 concrete, 100 metals, and 300 machine parts. We don't actually have the machine parts.
Funding received.
That's a bit annoying, but we can live with it. Let's go ahead and set this up there. I think this is as good a place to put it as anywhere else. Go ahead and pop that down. We'll also then set up storage for rare metals and stone. which means we also need storage for concrete. Right about... we'll pop it there. There we go, because this will produce all three. Produce metals, it'll produce rare metals, and it'll produce waste stone, which, because of our technology, is effectively concrete. It just has an extra step. But there we go, the geodome is almost finished. The geoscape dome. Our first wonder. I'm really, really glad that I decided to carry on until we built a wonder. It would have felt like an incomplete series if I hadn't. Bomb.
Milestone achieved.
There we go. We've got beaches. Look at it. This is why it's smaller than the Megadome. Because it's got beaches. Fantastic. I approve. There we go. We'll get a little bit of extra score there. It's actually a really, really pretty dome, this one. Really pretty. I love the little rock faces up there and the lights are wonderful. Right. What kind of thing would we want to put in there? You know what? I think the hanging gardens makes a lot of sense in this dome especially. So that's what we're going to do. We are then going to have some homes. Let's get a good number of these in there. One there. One there. And sure, we'll pop another one there. And since we're going to be using quite a lot of food as a result of this dome, let's go ahead and get some extra farms as well.
Cable fault
One there,
reported.
and on the far side. There we go. Right, we are going to desperately need some places for people to eat in here. So let's go for... There's not actually going to be that many people in here compared to other places. So I think we can get away with a... Sure, we'll have... Well, mostly because of symmetry, honestly. A diner and a grocer on each side. We'll have one infirmary. We don't need more than that. We'll place that here. And let's see, we'll get a fountain behind. Over on this side, we're going to have a nice garden and a statue. There we go. This will be a very, very pretty dome. But I do want these to be built especially high priority so that people can actually get in there and eat. There we go.
Well, Steve, I hope this works. But maybe you just have to set her free. If it was meant to be, she'll come back. Sometimes a little distance.
Let's see. We could go with a spacebar and a casino complex if I particularly want to. And maybe we could just make this a really, really beautiful party dome, basically. Party dome. We need it. There we are. And a casino complex. But we'll only have one casino complex. Well, I mean, it gives a lot of things. Luxury, gaming, and social. Sure, okay, we'll get both of those in there. We'll also get the 2 open-air gyms. There we go. This is going to be the best dome in the colony. And it's fitting, considering it's a slice of Earth on Mars. Right. Finally, then, we could just go for more homes. That being said, we could also get a Martian university. And I am inclined to get 1 or 2 of them, in fact. Let's get one over there. And
Cable fault reported.
then some extra homes. Though this is already... Well, no. I think 2 farms is going to be more than enough to handle all of the needs. Because we've already got 2 farms down there. We've got a lot of food flowing into the colony. An awful lot of food. Especially as they get up to high levels of soil. I think we should be fine. If we really were worried, we could have 4 farms. But I don't think we need it. No, I think this place is going to be absolutely wonderful. Idle extractors.
Low.
That's fine, we can get rid of you. Don't actually need you anymore, frankly.
Resources are low.
Low battery, no, you go and chill. That's all I need there. There you go. And then that can go as well. Perfect. Non-working buildings, that's because there's no one living here yet. But they will start to be transferred over. Some will just simply walk from this dome, but most are going to have to be shuttled in because it's quite far. So to that end, we're also going to build a new shuttle bay. And we're going to build a new shuttle bay right here, I'm going to say. That should be good enough. Now, we could just use research in order to unlock better shuttles, but that's fine. Home Collective. This will allow me to upgrade residential buildings to have a further increase in comfort. At this point, people's homes are just going to be good. People are just going to love being around anywhere, really. We can also grab Martian festivals, so our decorations have added comfort if we really want to. Alternatively, we could get rejuvenation treatment. No, I think we'll go for faster shuttles and then compact hangars so we can have more shuttles in them. I think that's a pretty solid way to go. Is there anything else that helps with homes? Residences and basic domes have improved comfort. Sure, we'll grab that one as well then. There we go. That should do quite well. We've got a lot of funds. Do we really want to keep sending all of our funds that way? I'm not entirely sure, but for now, we'll allow it to happen. Let's allow this place to just continue to build up. Well, it's not so great so far because we've only got a couple of people in there. I mean, our population is humongous now. It's 425. We've got 82 unemployed colonists and 65 homeless colonists. It's actually kind of abysmal, really, when you think about it. Let's make sure that all of our service buildings are fully staffed at all times. Furthermore,
Resources are low.
I'm really going to want this place to want non-specialized colonists. Bring non-specialized. I mean, most colonists here are going to be non-specialized. But if you have a choice, bring the non-specialized ones, because this is where we're going to have universities, and they will be just cranking out specializations all the time. I really would like these to be built soon, actually. As it happens, wouldn't mind us being able to grow more food, considering our population is expanding. Though, that being said, our population actually isn't expanding. We're simply putting them in places where they all actually have homes, which is nice when you think about it. I think it's nice, and at the very least. Yeah, we're a little bit shy of mechanical parts right now, which is a bit of a worry. You know what? Let's invest in a bunch of mechanical parts just so we can get that finished. Let's go ahead and bring a rocket just full of mechanical parts. There we go. That'll do. When you're making money, that we are, there's no particular reason not to. There we go. One farm up and running. And naturally... no, you'll be corn. Then 2 fruits. Corn and 2 fruits. Perfect. We want them upgraded so that they're using less colonists for the jobs. Excellent. Next up, I would like these prioritized. I would very much like to get the universities up and running. Right, we are actually going through our water a little bit faster than I would like, though. A tad faster than I would like. Where's the nearest other water? Wow, there's not really much
Research
water nearby,
complete.
is there? And hitting this water any harder is going to be difficult for us. Home Collective is up and running, though, so we could go in now. And just for 5 polymers each, that's a plus 10. How much have we got? We've got a lot down here. Maybe worth hooking these up. I would say it is, actually, yeah. So let's get these pipes set up then. Go. And we'll just travel along this cable then. There we are. Now, is that hooked up to the pipe network? It is. Glorious. Well, that's going to mean that we are going to need a drone hub down here then. So let's make that happen. I know, I'm getting carried away again. The game is really addicting. It's fantastically enjoyable. And so, as a result, I find myself wanting to do just a couple more things whenever I'm doing anything. Right, let's drop down a scrubber there. There we go. And
Cable fault
yeah, we're
reported.
going to need this down here as well. Pop that into there. We could hit that if we really wanted to. Oh, hello. In fact, there's lots of stuff here we could hit. But the main thing is we want to hit the water. Also, let me just go and make sure that the geodome is set to receive things as a priority. Right, okay, now. Right, ready to land. Fantastic. Let's get you landed then. About here will do. Hopefully. There we go. All we need. Now, the Martian University, you can tell it to specifically start working on something. For example, scientists. If I really wanted it to work on scientists, I could tell it to. But I'm happy to just let it automatically train specialists based on what we need. So, you just carry on, crack on, and do the best job you can. I'm happy for that. And over here, we're going to very quickly see this get up and running. And you're going to see a big change very, very suddenly. I'll let that, this build up. They should actually be able to get it done very quickly. 67 there. Is that enough? Yeah, of course it is. Perfect. No, actually, it's going to take you a few minutes. So I'm going to head over here and make sure that everything is going up. Which it is. Marvelous. So, let's get all of this set in place. There we go. We're going to need... No, I'm going to have to move that around a little bit.
Did I say that star silk will make your hair look just smoking?
That ad. Oh my lord. Right, we'll pop that one in there. We could get these fit a little bit better, but all that means is that we're going to extract faster, which is not necessarily what you want. There we go. And then from here, exactly the same way, all the way up. And some power. There we go. And down here. Perfect. Right, once all of that's done, we can get it fully upgraded as well. I am going to want to have the storage heater down here as well. Oh, I've probably spent too long, haven't I? No, yes, no, yes, no. Haha! It's being built! Oh my lord! Caught it at the last second. Okay, ready for the big difference? And boom! Suddenly, no ground. Very, very deep. Super deep. Daily production, 50. And 20 rare metals. It is extensive. Considering the daily production of this is only 8.4. The daily production of this mine, which is on a an average one, is 15. They are very, very good at what they do. And they do it without workers, which is also especially nice. And that'll just produce all of the metals, all of the rare metals that we want. You can easily afford to sell the rare metals coming out of that, and you may as well, honestly. You won't have much use for money after a little while, though. You do quickly run out of things to do with it all. We'll let this last little bit be done, because I don't want to leave the colony with a negative on water. But that is going to probably be where we wrap things up. We'll just have to wait on all this. Well, what else do we want
Resources
down here?
are low.
We want a subsurface heater to keep this place warm, and then a scrubber as well. And we should be good. Alright, got the... have we got the second one made yet? No, we haven't. It's a little bit... really? They're telling me fibs again. Low on food. Lies. Lies. Look at all of the food. Oh, nice. We're going to get... Oh, actually, that's true. We've got 2 names to give out before we wrap up the series. So, we are going to have... Isham Dome. There we go. And finally, an enthusiast Martian-born hippie gamer saint will be Mrs. Kinor. I hope I've spelled that correctly. I may have actually got the E and the A mixed up. I think I haven't corrected my name list for that. In fact, let me just double check, because otherwise that's going to be embarrassing. Let's go and have a look. Is that the correct? Yeah, it E first. Ha 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 ha. I corrected myself. Brilliant. Right, we've got spacebar up and running. That can have all of the people working there. This can have all the people working there. How many more unemployed? Oh, that's grand. I mean, it's not grand, but you know what I mean. We've got plenty of people available is what I'm saying. And that is good. And right, as soon as these farms start producing, it's going to be... We're going to have a good constant flow of food there. I'm actually genuinely quite happy with the way this little Let's Play panned out. Just need to get some more cabling and piping down there. It's going to take a little while though, it seems. Right, is there anything else we need to worry about? I would say no, actually. Our production is humongous, and it's true across the board. One thing I feel about this game is the difficulty really starts to drop off in late game. It's not the sort of game that continually challenges you, and as you're approaching late game, it's getting harder and harder and harder, and eventually you will always fail. As long as... Well, this is going to sound silly, but as long as you don't fail, you will always succeed. Well, duh. But hopefully you know what I mean by that, in that as long as you can get past the early game... Well, actually, the mid-game can have some hiccups. But generally speaking, as long as you make it past some arbitrary point between mid and end game, then you're more or less guaranteed a very nice, comfortable win, in which you can experiment and just see what you want to do. So many people coming. Fantastic. That's exactly what we needed to see. We are waiting on just a little bit more concrete and also some electronics there for the other casino. And then the final apartments, actually. Let's get more upgrades as well. See if everyone is super comfortable down here. Yeah, look at that. 85 comfort. I would be very surprised if the colonists in this dome were not extremely happy. Yeah, 93. That is amazing. That is absolutely fantastic. It's about as good as you could hope for, really. We've got lots of children. Actually, we've got a little space. We had a little space, briefly. Yeah. Let's go and have a look down here. Have we finished all of this? Well, it's running at the very least. Still need more delivered, more metals all the time. But they're going to be coming out of the mole mine now, so what are we waiting on there? Actually waiting on the mechanical parts, in fact. Yeah, most of them are waiting on mechanical parts. It's a bit of a potch. So this may... Well, no, we've got to wait a little bit longer. How are we doing for mechanical parts? We're actually... Well, I say mechanical, it's machine parts. I keep mispronouncing them. I do apologize. Everything's going okay up here. We've got plenty of metal there. I'm reasonably happy with the outcome of that mystery. I am curious to know how that will pan out differently. And therein lies some of the replayability. I mean, a lot of this game is random. And for some people that would be a bonus, and some people that would be a negative. But I actually quite like the random nature of the tech tree. Because that does give you a lot of replayability just in and of itself. Blocking objects, really. What object are we blocking other than you? Move! There we go. Perfect. And then we'll get some concrete being stored down here. There we are. And with that, we've got more or less infinite concrete, infinite metal, infinite rare metal, which means infinite money. Eventually, you'll run out of things to research, so really the only thing worth researching is money, so even more infinite money. And with your infinite money, you can buy infinite amount of other things if you find that you're having trouble expanding. Even though I said that you wouldn't be able to use the Mohole mine to make a truly vast colony, you would in a way. In that, yes, you would eventually exceed your consumption of metals and rare metals for electronics and machine parts, but you would probably have so many science domes by then that you would be running the Martian copyrights so frequently that you could just buy what you didn't have. You can only ever build one of any type of dome, though. Sorry, any type of wonder. So that's one thing to bear in mind. You can't build more Mohole mines to help with getting more metals in, unfortunately. That is a limiting factor there. Oop, that one needs a bit of a repair, but that should be fine. How are we doing down here? We've got all of them running. Fantastic. Get all of them fully upgraded because we've got loads of power. And we're not even using some of the more potent powers. For example, fusion, which we could have people working that and generating huge amounts of power. The microfusion, literally building our own little sun that would allow us to generate colossal amounts of power. We'll check these out in another series where I'll actually show off all of the wonders. Perhaps not all in the same game, though. If I do end up uploading the VOD from my first stream game, then that does have everything. We literally complete the game as much as the game can be completed, as much as any sandbox game can be completed. And again, we had one of the more difficult mysteries as well, which was particularly amusing given that. Right, the final one then, if we wanted to, would be to pop this down here, but I'm not going to worry about that one for this. I think we've done enough for this series. I really, really do hope you've enjoyed, and I hope, if nothing else, that this has afforded you an opportunity to check out the game and make your own decisions on whether the game looks to be for you, as it should be out and available on Steam by the time you see this episode. In fact, several days before you see this episode, given how long it's been and how many episodes I'm probably going to have to cut this recording session up into. But that's going to be it from me. So with a fond farewell to our wonderful colony here, with the Twin Dome, I'm really glad I managed to build that because a lot of people were interested in that. And of course, the Geo... what is it called? What is the name for this one? The Geoscape Dome. That's going to be it from us. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. But until then, do take care, everyone.